Hey, Slider Crusaders, I want to tell you one reason why it's so hard to live in California. These politicians up in Sacramento are making it nearly impossible to do business here. Now, there's many things wrong with California, but we're just going to talk about one of them here for the next few minutes. Let's back it up. So some amazing things happened after the tax cut bill from the president, from the federal government. Companies competing with each other to offer the biggest bonuses. Higher wages to the lowest level employees. Walmart raising entry-level wages and increasing maternity and paternity leave. Electric companies lowering rates for the first time ever. I've never heard of an electric company lowering their rates. Apple bringing back over $200 billion in overseas profits. So pretty much all the things that pundits on TV said would never happen, did. But California legislators can't help themselves. They can't stop. They are incredibly greedy. Never again let people on the left characterize solely businessmen and women as greedy. No one is more greedy than a California legislature. I want to read the first sentence from a Sacramento Bee article. Check this sentence out. This is unbelievable. A pair of lawmakers want to claw back some of steep tax cuts that corporations will receive under the federal tax overhaul signed by the president last month. That's the opening sentence of this article. We got to break it down. First of all, claw back. A pair of California legislators want to claw back. What kind of sentence? What kind of word is it? Like, have you ever used that in a sentence? Like claw back? How odd. Also, notice tax cuts are always steep, right? The steep tax cuts. Tax increases, always modest, slight, barely noticeable tax increases. Always just, you're not even going to know. But tax cuts, steep. It's always an overhaul, right? When Democrats pass a tax increase, it's a bill, it's a tax plan. When Republicans pass a tax cut, it's an overhaul. Even when the bill barely did anything, right? Didn't do many things, I should say. It certainly wasn't an overhaul. And then finally, corporations, right? The left can never acknowledge that corporations are just made up of people, whether it's the stockholders down to the employees, everyone in between. All right, but here's the main part. Democratic Assemblyman Kevin McCarthy of Sacramento and Phil Ting of San Francisco announced that they will pursue a constitutional amendment, here it is, to add a surcharge on large companies that do business in California, potentially raising billions of dollars to expand social services for Californians. Quote, we've seen enough billionaire justice from the presidency. McCarthy said it's time for middle class justice, whatever that even means. Okay, here's the bottom line. If this bill passes, and I predict it will, California is a supermajority of Democrats in the Assembly and the Senate. If you are a business in California with a net income of over $1 million a year, you were celebrating this last month because you saw a tax cut on your federal corporate taxes. But don't get too excited because here comes the state. And they're planning on doubling the state corporate income tax to make up the difference. So any tax savings you saw from a federal corporate tax cut, you're now seeing an increase on your state corporate taxes. Isn't that amazing? The current state corporate income tax is 8.84%, and they're thinking about raising it another 7 percentage points. So the money that businesses saved or were planning on saving, well, at least for other businesses across the country, if you do business in California, the state wants to tax those savings that you were going to get, so you really won't end up getting any tax savings at all. This is greed. This is nothing but greed. Oh, they're doing it to help people. Yeah, sure. Listen, this whole idea only makes sense, right? It only makes sense when you realize that progressives and conservatives think very differently about money, right? A conservative believes that they work and earn their own money. It's their money. It's my money now. I earned my money. And the government, when they tax me, they're taking my money away from me, right? That's how conservatives think about it. But progressives, they believe that all the money is owned by the government, right? It's all theirs. This is a totally different perspective. So for a Democrat, all the money is the government's, and the government lets you keep some of it because they're so generous, right? This is the delusion that politicians have told themselves, that they are the rightful owners of all the money. This is why whenever there's a tax cut proposed, Democrats will say that we can't afford it, that tax cuts cost money. And you're thinking, well, how is letting me keep more of my money costing money? It doesn't make sense because, again, from a Democrat's perspective, them cutting taxes is them giving you more money. I know it doesn't make sense because it's totally backwards, but this is how they view it. So in this case, the federal government is letting you keep more of your money by lowering the federal corporate income tax, but California can't let that happen because to them it's not your money, it's their money. The government is the rightful owners of all the money, and they're going to take it right back from you. Here's proof in this one article. This is Kevin McCarthy, again, the guy proposing this. Business groups have long complained. Okay, here it is. With the Trump tax giveaway, right? McCarthy said corporations can now afford to give some of the money back to Californians who need the help. So there it is. It's a giveaway, right? It's a Trump, what is it? A Trump tax giveaway. It's not a giveaway. It was already yours. The money was already yours. Now the government's just taking less of it. That's not a giveaway. Right? The simple analogy is if I pick your pocket and you have two $20 bills, if I take 40, I take both the bills, but then I decide, oh, I'm only going to take one of them. I'm not giving you $20. I still took 20 from you. Sure, I could have taken 40, but I still took 20. I didn't give you. It was all yours to begin with. Right? But here's the Democrats' perspective. It's a giveaway to them. No, it's the government not taking as much as they used to. But from a progressive's perspective, because they own all the money, letting people keep more, letting you keep more to them is a giveaway. So where's all this money going to go? Well, there's another bill that would spend $1 billion, and that's just the start, on healthcare for illegal immigrants. Listen, I live here. I love California. But this place can only rely on the weather for so long. I've started my family here. We have a home here. We got skin in the game. But really, I'm thinking California is more and more hopeless. I know you're thinking, oh, geez, you're just realizing that now. But like, even it was a miracle that the federal government lowered taxes at all. And the fact that California politicians just can't stand by and let that happen, it's amazing to me.